Eddie, working for RBC Dominion Securities here in Vancouver.
Here we are again.
Investment banker by day, rugby player by night.
Ed Fairhurst looking for the flip.
Oh, that
tough scrum.
Did not go well. George and
Canada
Shore,
still has the ball.
Set piece there.
Ed first out to Evans, tries the jink.
Ooh, that did not go well.
Stolen. Oh, penalty for Canada.
Yeah, penalty for Canada there. Some staunch, maybe overzealous Georgian defense coming off the line a little bit early. Offside penalty awarded. It looks like the Canadians are going to take the points here. So
Canada should definitely take the points here, right in front of the sticks.
Yeah, definitely. You always, like I said, when you're in the red zone, you always want to come away with something. So this gives them an opportunity to get another 3 points, keep the scoreboard ticking over, and they know they'll be back down here. They'll have another opportunity to put in a try on the board.
This looks like an easy 3 points for Pritchard. I think Gareth Reese is getting a little nervous about his record.
I think he is. I think the big man's sweating a little bit.
And it's through. That puts Canada 10-0, 10 minutes into the first half here at Swangard Stadium. I'd like to thank our sponsors today, Tourism Burnaby, City of Burnaby, today's match sponsor. The Province newspaper is our print media sponsor today. Cavalia, another high kick. Oh, Canada let it bounce. Oh, knocked on by Georgia.
And that's just miscommunication there by the Canadians. You got to have that ball caught. You can't just let a ball potentially be taken by the opposing team on a kickoff.
Scrum down for Canada. Canada's 22. Looking here, maybe Mike, to run the ball against the Georgians or just clearly find touch?
You know, Colin, I think in this position, you probably just want to find touch.
The Suns come out here in Burnaby at Swangard Stadium. Head first to put in. Back at this. Oh, penalty against Georgia.
Taking it down.
Is that what's happened, Mike? Georgia's taking the scrum
down?
Yeah,
I believe they got penalized there for hinging on the bind. So pulling the scrum down, essentially, I think is what the referee's saying. So this gives the Canadians a good opportunity to clear territory and get back on the front foot.
Pritchard will find touch here.
I'd expect that from this position here, you're going to see the Canadians want to go off the top and run something a little bit wider.
Off the top, meaning tap down to the scrum half?
Yes, exactly, Colin. Off the top, tap down to the scrum half, running something a little bit more enterprising here.
Okay, let's see if Canada has something on here. Well taken.
Well taken by Jeb Sinclair at the front of the line out there.
Canada driving. Carpenter with the ball at the back of the ruck. Sorry, the maul.
Great drive. Great maul being set up here by the Canadians.
Oh, Carpenter tries to go on his own.
Carpenter breaking off potentially a little bit early.
Tillman. Fairhurst looking for. Referee's got his hand out.
Won a penalty.
Well taken. Into contact by Evans. Canada giving it to the forwards.
Good strong take there by Jeb Sinclair.
Eddie's taking a quick tap. Oh, not on the mark. Referee bringing it back to the mark.
So the Georgians got penalized there for not rolling away at the tackle, is what the referee is saying. I'm not sure if this is going to be within Pritchard's range.
No, it looks like he's going for touch. He's going to put it in the corner, go for a line out.
Canadians are going to want to take advantage of this field position now.
Canada's definitely had the play going to the Georgians.
Yeah, they really stuck it to the Georgians that last series of play there. I didn't expect that they would drive from the middle of the field.
No.
But they did indeed have a good drive going, so that is good to see.
Here we go. Line out, Canada. Back of the line out. Tap down.
By Tyler Hodson at the back.
Fairhurst going into contact.
Mishandled a little bit. Things getting a little bit sloppy there, it looks like.
Slow ball. Forwards into contact. Quick ruck. No one's there to get it. DTH picks it up to Evans. McKenzie into contact. Carpenter having a little run. Well taken out. Fairhurst going blind.
Great little kick through by Evans.
Evans with a little chip. McKenzie kicks it through.
Just a little bit too much there by McKenzie.
Kicked it through to the end zone.
That is some enterprising rugby by Matt Evans. Playing out of position at 10. He normally plays on the wing for the Cornish Pirates over in England, a team that I'm very familiar with, having played there with Ed Fairhurst and Scott Franklin a few years ago.
We now have a 22 dropout for Georgia. McKenzie just a little too hard there through the end zone.
Just a little bit, but I'm sure he'll have another opportunity at it.
Canada to retrieve the kick. Evans securely takes it. Taking it on. Well
taken by big Tyler Ardron.
Fairhurst going blind. Little inside pass. Ooh, tough luck. Knocked on by Canada.
Yeah, Eddie thought he had Tyler Hodson coming around the corner of that ruck there and just try to fancy a little behind the back pass. Trying to catch the Georgians napping at the side of the ruck, but unfortunately knocked on by Tyler.
Speaking to the Georgian coach, this is a bit of a younger side that they've brought on tour with them. A few new caps today for Georgia.
Yeah, I think the number 8 and the number 1 are both young players. Getting, I think, their first and second start respectively.
Abruzzi in. Out to Cavalia. Into contact.
Good tackle in midfield there.
Oh, they're coming back blind. Trying to run the ball, Georgia is. Over.
Canada's defense holding well.
Britzia through to Cavalia. Oh,
big tackle there.
Great
tackle there.
Great pressure. Oh, referee has called Phil McKenzie offside.
Perhaps a shade offside.
Georgia's taking the ball quick. Picked up. A little scrambly here by Georgia. Good little run here by the winger. Good flow of play here by Georgia now, setting up some phases.
Canadian defense definitely being tested here by these big Georgian ball carriers.
And again, Georgia's definitely trying to have the expansive game here, running the ball instead of staying in tight.
That's a good tackle there.
Oh, half little break there. Georgia over. And again, through the gap here.
Geez.
Another, missed tackle here by Pritchard.
Some poor Canadian tackling there.
Held up. Penalty. Knocked on, referee says. Scrum down red. Scrum down for Canada. Canada was lucky there, Michael.
They sure were. You know, that was just a series of missed tackles. Canada's going to need to improve that. You can see the effect that those big ball carrying forwards have for the Georgians.
That was
Making
a great
the gain line time and time again. Canada's going to definitely need to step up their tackling.
That was a great little run there by Chesfeli, the flanker. Great little pop pass into him. Little jaunt up the middle of the field. Unlucky for them.
Yeah, certainly the Canadians lucky there that there was a knock on. And now they're going to look to have a big scrum here and clear their territory.
Ed Fairhurst.
Not a bad set from the Canadians. Unfortunately.
Looks like Canada was taking that one down, Michael.
Yeah, it appears the Canadians were penalized there, perhaps for not binding. Looks like it happened on the far side of the scrum.
And Georgia has decided to take the scrum instead of going for points.
Yes, this is definitely what I'd expect the Georgians to do in this situation. They do have a big pack, and they have been scrummaging quite well today. They've been giving the Canadians all they can handle. So
normally this is Georgia's bread and butter.
This is definitely their strong suit. Canada's going to need to be equal to the task here.
Definitely looking to go blindside here. Abruzzi over to the fullback. Little niggly in the front, Mike, or is there?
I think there appears to be a little bit of blood. The ref stopping the game here. Appears that there's a little bit of blood on one of the front row players. Canada's going to take this opportunity to regroup right now, Colin. I think this is going to be a pivotal moment in the game here. They're going to need a big shove.
Well, while we're here, Mike, Georgia just won their 4th European Cup. The teams that they play in that cup are Spain, Russia, Portugal, Ukraine, and Romania. and they just beat Ukraine 33-3. We want to talk about one of the players that isn't here. You might know him. His nickname is Godzilla.
Yeah, Mamaka Gorgodze, bit of a behemoth, plays for Montpellier over in France. I unfortunately never got to play against the guy, or maybe that is fortunately. They do call him Godzilla for a reason, and apparently from what the coach has been saying, he's just a little bit beat up and not able to be here today.
Yeah, he just in June 3rd he played for the Barbarians.
Very impressive for a Georgian rugby player.
Here we are, Georgia's with the scrum.
Canadian scrum holding very strong here, equal to the task.
Picked up by the number 8. Into contact. Looking for a quick ball inside. Well taken. Good defense here by Canada.
Great defense by the Canadians here. Holding
Still going blind
well.
by Georgia. We cannot see. Someone is down for Canada. Oh, almost through the gap there for Georgia.
Good tackle in the midfield there. I think
pick and go. Referee has not called it. He's calling a scrum for Canada. Looks like it was knocked on by Georgia.
Just to the line there. I think going for the double movement, he must have knocked it on.
Well,
again, Canada's going to look to clear this ball. That last scrum held up very well against the Georgian pack, I'd say, Colin.
It definitely did.
They're equal to the task there, so.
Canada is usually known for their defense, aren't they?
They are. A lot of the times when you play for the Canadian team, you end up playing defense for a lot of the game.
A lot of defense.
So you better be good at it.
Battered and bruised after each match.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's see if they can clear this, get out of trouble.
Great scrum here by the Canadians. Great platform for Eddie.
Carpenter takes it in. Canada over. Looking to just punch it up amongst the forwards.
They're going to look to kick here soon, I'd say.
And yes, Evans does find touch. Gets him out of a little bit of trouble.
That's some great defense there by the Canadians. They withstood the Georgian pressure very well there. Forced a turnover on the line and were able to clear.
Just outside the Canada 22, it'll be Georgian ball. Looks like a little equipment change. New shirt for the Georgians.
A little bit of blood on that jersey. He's going to need to get a new one. Safety first, Chip.
Safety first. That is correct, Michael. Well, let's see what the Georgians have here now for this lineup. They still haven't gone back to their bread and butter of mauling, trying to move the ball quite a bit. Well taken.
Off the top there.
Oh, well stolen.
Manyak Dalla getting his hands on the ball. Turning it over nicely for the Canadians.
Here we are, Ed Fairhurst. Out to Evans. Oh.
Matt not able to find touch there.
It didn't look like he was trying to find touch. Oh, high, up and under by the Georgians. Dahlia well taken. Marshall recovers. Fairhurst looking to go to the left side. McKenzie with a little gap. He's through. He's wide open space. Looking.
Connor Trainer.
Needs help. Connor. Well done. Matt Evans into Pritchard. Well done. Lots of hands on that one, Michael.
Great little bit of rugby there from the Canadians. Great combination there with Connor Trainer making the initial line break. I think he found his center partner, Phil McKenzie there, went through a couple hands. A little bit of a hook shot, Harlem Globetrotter style over the top to James Pritchard, dotting down just left of the posts.
Here we are here. Fairhurst left. Gets it to Connor Trainer through the gap there, looking for support.
Break. Yeah, just a great run here from Connor Trainer. He's able to link up with his center partner there, Phil McKenzie.
Back
into
into
Evans.
Evans.
Off to Matt Evans, and there's the hook shot I was telling you about.
Fabulous try. Fabulous try by Canada.
Yeah, Canada playing some good rugby today. They haven't had a lot of possession. They've defended well, and they've taken advantage of turnovers and mistakes from the Georgian side.
Definitely. I know Coach Kieran was definitely wanting to move the ball today against these big Georgians.
They haven't had a lot of opportunity to do that. They haven't had a lot of ball, but as I said, they've They've defended well, and they've taken their chances when they've been offered, and they've capitalized on some miscues and mistakes from the Georgian side.
Well done by Pritchard now, making it 17-0 for Canada. 24 minutes into the half. We will, I don't know.
Kvira Kashvili looking to kick the ball off. I actually have a bit of familiarity with this player, Colin. I played with Mirab in my time in France when I played in Pau.
Oh.
He was our starting 10.
He does kick the ball quite high.
And again, another miscue on the kickoff. That's been a bit of an issue today for the Canadians.
That is like their third one today. Arbutia into the Georgians forwards. They want to really hit the ball up first.
Looks like the Canadians are going to be penalized here as well, unfortunately, Colin.
They definitely are trying to move it. Oh, here we are.
Refs just indicated that advantage has been taken by the Georgians.
Yuriakeli McAuliffe trying to make some breaks down the left side there.
So line out here to the Canadians.
Jason Marshall throwing the ball in.
It's not often that you see the tight head prop throwing the ball into the line out, but Marshall did used to be a quarterback at SFU. I'm sure he's very familiar with Swangard Stadium.
Well taken. Looks like it wasn't straight.
That's correct.
Georgian will take a scrum here in 15, Canada's 22.
So a Canadian misstep there on the throw in there in the line out, giving the Georgians a good attacking ball. So Canadians are going to be on the back foot again, just due to a simple mistake on their own part.
Reading a bit about the Georgian scrum, they used to scrum against old tractors, I was told.
That's what I hear, and you can certainly see that is definitely a strong point of their game, although the Canadians are doing well against them today.
Abruzzi over to, backwards. Georgia still with the ball. Referee's blown it. Knocked on, double knock on. Georgia first, then Canada's. Canada's scrum just outside Canada's 22, midfield.
Canada's going to need to get on the front foot here. They're going to look to do something with the scrum, I'm sure.
Canada will split their back line. Eddie Ferris probably looking for a flip pass from Carpenter. Pritchard move it to the right side. Head first. Puts it in. Carpenter. Oh, scrummage does not look good there.
Big scrum there from the Georgians, although penalized for being offside there.
Offside.
The Georgians certainly putting the Canadian scrum under pressure there.
James Pritchard here will find touch. Canada will march down the field.
It's a good attacking opportunity here for Canada, Colin. What do you think we're going to see from them here?
Well, Michael, I think definitely off the top. Get these backs going again. It looks like they're going to go a shortened line out, I believe.
Yeah, it does look that way.
Jason Marshall.
Six-man option. Oh, jeez.
And there you go off the top. Ed Fairhurst to Evans. Back inside to Carpenter.
It's a good carry from
over.
Carpenter across the advantage line there.
Eddie Fairhurst goes blinds with Pritchard to DTH. DTH with a good little run. Quick ball. Eddie held up.
Oh.
Canada still has it.
Canada did well to hold on to the ball there. I'm not sure who that was, but he did a good job not knocking that ball on.
Ed Fairhurst going blind to Carpenter. Well taken in by Carpenter.
Carpenter making some hard yards there.
I hear Carpenter is going to have his first child in the next couple weeks.
That's what I understand. All the best to the Carpenter family.
Spin wide out by Evans. Pritchard's got it. DTH on his opposite wing, looking for work.
It looks like the Canadians are going to turn this ball over.
It has been stolen by Georgia. Arbutia with a little chip kick over the ruck. McKenzie picks it up. Going wide. Did a lot of sideways running there.
Yeah, I think McKenzie could have potentially taken advantage of the runners outside him.
Here we are. Canada still has the ball. Oh,
Some good
Well,
handling there by Canada.
Fairhurst to
Series
move the
of
ball
play.
to Evans. Miss pass out to Duke. Oh, Dahlia gets knocked.
Big shot on Naniak there. Glad to see he was able to hold on to the ball.
Looks like offside against Georgia. Canada will slow this down, get their composure back.
Yeah, Canada's going to look to set something up here. And they've elected to take a shot at goal.
Well, with Pritchard's foot, he has been, as we say, the money man.
He certainly has. He certainly has. Every kick he gets closer to Gareth Reese's record there.
McKenzie down for an injury.
I think he'll be okay.
Pritchard taking this kick just inside Georgia's 50. Looking to make the score 20-0 with 30 minutes gone into the first half.
This is certainly a big kick, Colin, but certainly not unmakeable. There's no wind out there, and it is almost right in front of the post.
Let's see if he has the legs. Up. And it's through. Great kick by Pritchard.
Absolutely nailed it. Very impressive from James Pritchard. I think that kick looked like it would have been good from about 55 meters, Chip.
It did want to keep going there. Well, Canada now 20, Georgia 0. After the loss to the U.S. by the Georgians, I thought they would have come out a little harder today.
Yeah, I think it is a definitely maybe some inexperience showing on this young Georgian side. They've made a few key mistakes. Again, kickoffs continue to be a big problem for the Canadian team.
Georgian recovers the ball into contact. Scrum down.
Simple things like that, Colin, make all the difference in the game. If you're not able to take a kickoff, you knock it on, you give the other team great field position, like the Canadians did just there. So right away they put themselves on the back foot.
Definitely. Let's see what the Georgians have in mind now. Their scrum has been a little bit dominant over the Canadian side. We'll see what happens. Arbuzier in. They've split the back line. Looks like he's going to go to the right. Oh,
Canadian scrum
switch.
holding well there.
Little chip kick over for Mikalia. Running sideways. Into contact. Georgia over. Popped out Arbutia into Zizibadia. This is starting to be good phases of rugby here for the Georgians.
Canadians are going to have to continue to defend well here. Good tackle there from
Kachvilia.
young
Arbutia, slow ball here. Wanting his forwards to come back. Taken in. Quick ball. Into contact. Arbutia again, slow ball. The Georgians just want to slow this down. Little swivel pass.
Being patient here.
Another little chip kick in too for McAlvia. Just out into touch.
Looks like the Canadian defense is almost frustrating the Georgians there. Number of good solid tackles there. The Georgians weren't able to make any ground. And number 9 for the Georgians. Looking a little bit frustrated. Trying to force the play a little bit, kicking the ball through and giving the ball back to the Canadians.
Line out here for Canada on their 5-meter line. Here we are. Justin Marshall will throw the ball in. Deep ball. Oh, well taken. Looks like it's not straight here by Canada.
Another simple mistake by the Canadians here. They seem to be continually putting themselves under pressure just due to not executing certain fundamentals. You got to be able to throw a line-out ball in. You got to be able to catch a kickoff. When you can't do those things successfully, you're going to find yourself on the back foot.
It definitely Doesn't seem that Marshall has his right throwing arm today.
No, you know, and you'd expect more from a former quarterback. As I mentioned, he played at SFU for a number of years in a past life before deciding to take up the rugby code.
Okay, Canada has to really defend their scrum here. 5-meter scrum for Georgia. Arbutsier in. They're trying to push the scrum.
Ball stuck at the back of the
He's going to
scrum
come
there.
back.
Eddie able to disrupt, but unfortunately, I think he's
Ed Fairhurst with an offside call. No knock on there by the Georgians. They're pressuring here.
Canada defense going to be tested again here.
Looks like another scrum. Collapsed. Scrum down. Georgia ball.
Another scrum. There's been quite a few scrums in this first half, I've noticed, Colin. A lot of stoppages in play. A lot of simple mistakes by both sides.
It just doesn't seem that the scrums are steady.
No, that's right. It seems that they're a little bit disrupted. I know the Georgians have taken a couple of penalties for pulling the scrum down. Canada had 1 or 2 for doing the same thing. I think both sides, looks like there's still a little bit of tentativeness out there. A lot of mistakes, like I mentioned, some knock-ons.
Yeah.
We're not seeing a lot of flow to this game so far.
No, I was just going to mention that myself.
Yeah. Canadians have, you know, for being 20 points up, they've been on the back foot for the majority of this game.
Definitely.
They've been playing inside their own half. I think if you look at the territory, we don't have those numbers in front of us. I'd say that the Georgians have probably carried the play for the majority of this game. Canada's kind of living on scraps and taking advantage of Georgian mistakes.
Looks like a water break here. No injuries. Here we are. Ready for the scrum. The Georgians have been down here. They just can't seem to put any points on the board.
Yeah, Canadian defense is doing a good job. And it'll be tested here again.
It looks like Biazzi, the number 8 for Georgia, looks like he's trying to pick up and go the last couple times, but the scrums just haven't.
It's a good scrum here from Georgia.
Here he goes. Biazzi in. Georgia over.
It's right at the line. Canadian defense is going to be tested here.
Good big tackles by Canada. Georgia picking and going.
This is sort of more what you just expect to see from the Georgians. Great stick there.
That
Matt
looked
Evans getting involved at the side of the ruck. You don't often see your number 10 getting involved on a goal line stand.
No, you don't. Here we are. Georgia's still right here on the 1 meter line of Canada. Just picking and going. Looks like a try there to the Georgians. A lot of hard work for that try.
Canadian defense certainly did. But unfortunately, when you come down to a wrestling match against some of these big Georgians, you're always going to be in tough, and they were just able to punch that one through.
There definitely was a pile-up. Still don't know who scored the try for the Georgians.
But you can see how that whole play developed off of the kickoff after Pritchard made those points. Canadians mishandling that kickoff, finding themselves on the back foot. Then again, another miscommunication on the line out there, about 5 meters out, giving the ball back to the Georgians, and just continually putting themselves under pressure.
Canada's definitely having to make some big tackles. Kishvalia for the convert.
Yeah, I mentioned I played with Mirab in my days in France.
He slotted it. Converted try here to the Georgians, making Canada 20, Georgia 7, 38 minutes into the half.
Yeah, Mirab's usually a bit of a danger man for the Georgians, but I'd say he's been pretty quiet today. He hasn't been very noticeable up there on the field. He's obviously doing a good job containing him.
He hasn't signed with anyone over in France, so he has no affiliated club right now. The Georgians receiving the kickoff here. DTH with a good pressure right on the Georgians' 22-meter line. Arbutsier to Kishvalia. He finds touch.
Canadians end up with pretty good field position out of all that. They're going to look to get on the front foot here. I know they certainly expect more of themselves.
Maybe you could talk a little more about the number 10, Mike, for Georgia.
Yeah, Mirab Kvirikashvili. I played with Mirab in Po during my time there for 2 seasons. And he's certainly a talented player. I know he showed very well at the World Cup recently in 2011. And
he's played in 3 World Cups.
That's correct, yeah. And like I said, he is one of their danger men. And he's been fairly quiet today, but I'm sure he'll find a way to get involved.
Evans to DTH.
Sean
Pritchard
Duke
into Sean Duke.
With a carry there. Canadian backs doing a good job of winning that ball for the forward, for Ed Fairhurst.
Tyler Hodson
with a carry.
Ed Fairhurst here.
Canadians
moving
getting
it.
there.
Oh, offside.
A little bit sloppy at the ruck.
Offside by Georgians.
Luckily for Canada there, Georgia was offside. Or sorry, not.
Luckily for Canada?
Not rolling away. They're putting them under pressure there at the ruck. That's what I'm trying to say, Colin.
Looks like Pritchard's going to go for touch here. Go for goal. Trying to put Canada 23-7 up on the Georgians.
Yep, they're going to want to keep that scoreboard ticking over. Pritchard just lining this ball up here.
James Pritchard plays his club rugby over in England.
He does, yeah. James plays for the Bedford Blues. He's had a long-established career over there. I think he's actually the club captain as well. So certainly, with my time in the Canadian team, he was always one of the leaders. I'm sure he's doing the same thing with this current crop of Canadian players.
Well, he struck it well.
Pritchard's kicking very well today.
Pritchard puts Canada 23-7, and that ends the half for Canada.
Well, overall, I'd say that Canada's lucky to be up 23-7 at this point, Colin. I think when you look at how the game's been played to this point, Georgia's had pretty much all of the possession. They've been putting the Canadians under a lot of pressure, and Canada's done a good job of taking their chances when they've had them, but they certainly would like to have more ball.
Representing the U14 League of BC Rugby, our players of tomorrow.
Here we are, the second half at Swangard Stadium. Canada up 23-7.
Better take there on the kickoff.
Canada's got it. Fairhurst to Evans. Spinning the ball to Traynor. Pritchard, taken back there. Canada recovers. Marshall into contact. Well placed for Eddie. Fairhurst. Out to Holston. Into contact, Canada goes. They want to spin the ball here. Not the best pass by Ed Fairhurst to Evans, who knocks it on. Georgian scrum, 10-meter Canada.
Yeah, unfortunately, another miscue there by the Canadian side. Eddie and Matt just stuck on, and they've put themselves under pressure again inside their 22, which is, I'm sure, something that Kieran would have addressed at halftime.
Just the mental mistakes right now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Kieran would have said something about that, I'm sure. Every time that the Georgians have been in an attacking position, it's been due to a Canadian miscue or a mistake.
Abruzzier. Scrum held up again. Maybe after this scrum, Mike, you can talk a little about how Canada and rugby in the Olympics.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's great to see rugby being included. Long overdue, in my opinion.
Abruzzier into the scrum. Pizzata spins the ball left. Picked off.
Great interception.
Sean Duke.
Sean Duke off to the races here.
Here he is at the 50, 40, 22. Going in for the score. Sean Duke takes it all the way from Canada's 22-meter line.
Showing his pace there, Sean did.
Another great start for Canada.
Yes, you could say that. It's, again, taking advantage of the Georgian mistake here, and you see it. Kavir Kavashvili mistimes his pass. Sean Duke steps into the lane, picks it off, and off to the races he goes. But this is just another example, Colin, of how the Canadians, while they're scoring tries, and that's great to see, they're doing so just off of Georgian mistakes, and they still continue to put themselves under pressure. So while we're up 28-7 at this point with the conversion to come, Canadians are going to want to see some more enterprising stuff from themselves and fewer mistakes here.
Canada's definitely getting the crowd off their seats, and then they go into a bit of a lull. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Pritchard here, he is 5 for 5 right now. I don't want to jinx him. Going for 6 for 6 to put Canada 30-7. Only 3 minutes into the half. With Canada maybe getting a little bit of a lead, maybe putting in some subs, do you think, Michael?
I think we'll start to see subs around the 10-minute mark of the second half. Kieran will look to bring in some replacements.
I did jinx Pritchard. I apologize, James. Canada 28, Georgia 7.
You've been naughty there, Colin. You'll have to buy him a pint.
I definitely will. I apologize,
later
James.
on this evening.
Kirikishvalia for the kickoff. Great height on that one. Well taken by Holson. Ed Fairhurst calling for the ball. Jeb St. Clair having a little run down the line. Keep possession. Oh, another errant pass by Fairhurst.
Unfortunate there. Good run by Jeb Sinclair down the wing, and what a story Jeb Sinclair has had this year. Signing a contract with London Irish in the Premiership in England. Unfortunately, getting injured, not playing a lot, but as fortune should have it, he finds himself playing for the Stormers in the Super 15, which is quite a feat for a Canadian.
While we have a break in the action, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, Tourism Burnaby, the Province newspaper, Abruzzier in for another scrum just inside Canada's half.
Canadian scrum putting the Georgians under pressure.
Stolen by the Canadian scrum. Slow ball here for Canada. Evans over the top. Doesn't look like the best kick for him. Winger for Georgia. Gugava throws a bad pass, throwing it forward. Scrum down, Canada just inside Georgia's 40. Great attacking position here again, Michael. Again,
yes, great opportunity for the Canadians.
Again on Georgia's mistakes.
Again on Georgia's mistake. Well, it's been a game full of mistakes, Colin, but it's nice to see that the Canadians are in a good attacking position, and they'll certainly look to make something out of this. Ed Fairhurst getting set to put the ball in. I believe that Eddie's on his 57th or 58th cap today, Colin, which makes him the most capped international Canadian at scrum half.
Congratulations,
So congratulations
Mr. Fairhurst.
to Edward.
Carpenter flipped to Fairhurst, looking for a switch. Pritchard, oh, inside ball to Evans. Great little dart there by Evans.
Forward pass.
Another forward pass for Canada.
Another miscue for the Canadian team. They'll be disappointed in that.
Feels like just whistle after whistle.
It has not been a game of any type of flow, that's for sure.
Well, while we have a break here, I'd like to thank Bouchard Gardens, Linford Wine, and Safeguard, sponsors for Rugby Canada. A few tents out here today. Ernst & Young, the Georgians, the Mariloma Club, Tourism BC out there. Another great day for rugby.
The weather certainly has cooperated.
Rabutier to Kifashila. Sinziba in through the gap. Well done, Georgia. Good defense here by Canada. Trying to spin the ball wide here.
Good tackle by Jason Marshall there.
Zenbutsi into contact. Down the line here, Georgia. Good phases here by the Georgian Rugby Club. Whoa, great break.
Body defense there by the Canadians.
Oh, little show and go. Georgia retrieves possession. Arbutier sees a little gap there. Canada steals. Canada into contact. Dahlia goes to deck. Fairhurst. Well taken. Spun out to Evans to clear touch, relieve pressure.
Canadians will be able to catch their breath here. Evans able to find touch.
Line out here for Georgia, just outside Canada's 22. That was a great little break by the number 12 there for Georgia.
A great break by the 12 from Georgia, but it looks like some spotty Canadian tackling.
Oh, Canada stolen. DTH into contact. Fairhurst looking for quick ball. Out to Evans. Another kick.
Great kick by Matt Evans there.
Good roll. It's definitely going to stay in. Georgia staying down the blind side. Well tackled by Carpenter.
We used to call Carpenter the Hippo back when I played for the Canadian team. That was his nickname.
The Hippo.
Quite a handle, the Hippo.
Canada. Georgia down the left side. Just past their 40. Looking to keep the ball going. Pick and goes by the Georgians. Penalty against Canada. Looks like over the top, taking the man out.
I think he was getting penalized for coming from the side there. That's good aggression, though, from young Tyler Ardron. Again, a newcomer to the Canadian side, only 19 years old. Coaches have big expectations for him. Very tall, athletic player.
The Georgians mistouch. Canada running the ball now inside their 5-meter line. DTH going for a run down the left side. Just found touch. Quick throw in by the Georgians. Looks like the referee has his arm out for a penalty against Canada. Georgians playing the advantage. Arbutier going for a little dart. Good offload. Good phases of rugby here by the Georgians. Definitely slowed up now. Arbutier calling, pointing, getting his players organized. Arbutier out. Georgian into contact. Connor Trainer with a good tackle. Georgian slowing the ball down. A little bit confused. Still winning the ball. Penalty to the Georgians. Not releasing.
That's great defense by the Canadian side there. I'm not sure who won that turnover. I think it was young Tyler Ardron, actually, number 6, having an outstanding game today. Big influence there. Able to win the turnover for the Canadian side.
Pritchard to find touch. Good kick by Pritchard. Just inside the Georgians' 50-yard line. Let's see if Jason Marshall can put this down the middle, get the Canadians going forward.
Yeah, his line-out throws were a little bit spotty there in the first half, so he'll be looking to improve on that. 5-man option being thrown at the Georgians here.
Jeb St. Clair taken.
Cleanly won by Jeb.
Carpenter down. Fairhurst. Out to Evans. Good jink by Evans. Canada rucking over. Oh, looks like it's been stolen by the Georgians. Georgians into contact. The Georgians are definitely trying to have a go at these Canadians.
They certainly are.
Looks real scrappy in there on that ruck.
Looked to be a little bit of a headbutt there by the number 9 in that ruck.
Oh, tough luck by the Georgians. Another knock on just inside their 40. Scrum down, Canada ball.
Unfortunate there for the Georgians. A little knock on by their number 3. And you can see here in the scrum.
Oh, definitely.
Clearly, you can clearly see that. I'm sure the citing commissioner will have something to say about that.
The touch judge has come onto the field, but his flag is not up.
Yeah, it's certainly not a game of any type of flow here, Colin. The Georgians perhaps trying to play away from their strengths a little bit and trying to play an expansive game plan, committing a few too many turnovers.
Yes, definitely. Well, there's that replay
there you
again.
See the headbutt, clearly showing the headbutt. Not once, but twice, leading with the head.
Okay, Canada's scrum here on the Georgian 40. Split back line. Evans to the left of the scrum. Pritchard to the right. Sean Duke on his side. Sean White has come into the game for Ed Fairhurst, wearing number 20. Another scrum that's gone down to deck. Penalty against Canada.
Penalty there for not binding properly.
The Georgians here to find touch.
Jason Marshall being told to keep his bind up on his opposite number.
Good kick by the Georgians. Line out here on the 30. They've definitely really slowed right down the Georgians.
They have. Perhaps they're getting a little bit tired. I know there's some big men out there running around.
Off the top. Into contact. Keep going the same way, the Georgians. Definitely slow ball again. Arbuzier. Oh, little cross kick by the Georgians. Oh, well taken. Tough luck by the Georgians. Just ran into touch.
That was not something I would have expected the 10 to do there in that situation. Showing a little bit of creativity there. So I guess it looks like there's been a couple subs there, Colin.
Yes, number 21 has come in for number 10 for the Georgians. It looks like they're definitely moving a few people in and out now. Number 16 has come in, and number 22 has come in for the Georgians. Number 22 is Tuda, and number 16 is Mashkavili.
Good luck with that pronunciation, Colin.
Oh,
A lot of syllables there.
Off the top by the Canadians. Oh, well run
run
by McKenzie. He's looking for his support. Great pass. DTH picks it up. Just missed Connor Trainer there in the gap. DTH going into deck. Sean White out to Evans. Back to McKenzie. Oh, Nadal. Still got it. Looks like piled up. Still going to be Canada ball.
That was a great line break there by young Phil McKenzie.
It was a great run. Thought we'd catch that on the replay.
Another example of the Canadians being able to take advantage of a Georgian miscue there, sort of absorbing a lot of pressure inside their 22. Great individual effort by Phil McKenzie to make the break. Unfortunately, not able to link up with anybody. That could have been a Canadian try there. So
yeah, he just missed Trainer in the gap.
Yeah, just couldn't find him. 5 points have gone begging there, but the Canadians are finding themselves in a good field position now.
Speaking to the Georgian coach just prior to the game, I did ask him if he thought he would keep the game a little tighter with his big forwards, but he definitely said he wanted to move the ball.
Yeah, that's what I understand. They have a younger side here. They want to try and move away from, or maybe not move away, but incorporate the tight stuff into a more expansive game plan. They want to be able to ping the ball around the field.
Sean White now to put the ball in for the scrum for the Canadians. Carpenter picks up.
Another penalty on Jason Marshall there at the scrum for not binding properly.
Georgian takes the ball quick. Looking for a quick ball to run this ball. Another knock on by the Georgians. They definitely are trying.
What would you say the whistle count is in this game, Colin?
I couldn't even go there, Michael. It definitely hasn't flown.
Referee having a word with the captains here now. I wonder what he's going to have to say. I think Jason Marshall's been guilty a couple times here recently of not getting his bind up.
Well, this is a better game for Canada. You know, they played well against the U.S. in Kingston. They go into Toronto, play against the Italians. Don't have a great game. They needed to come out and play well today to beat these Georgians.
They did, and you know, while it hasn't been a convincing performance by the Canadians, they've taken their opportunities when they've been on offer. So, from that standpoint, the Canadians are playing well.
Georgians seem to be moving in scrum. Referee blows it up. Scrum down again for the Canadians. There's some of the Canadian boys on the bench hoping to get in.
Another stoppage here. The Georgians, calling themselves the Lilos, is the name that they go by. There's actually an interesting story behind that, Colin. Apparently, they get the name from a sort of variation of contact football or an early version of rugby called Lilo, where they would play with a wine-soaked ball of sand.
A wine-soaked ball of sand.
This is what I'm told. And the object of the game was to try and kick, pass, or carry the ball across the line. The game was commonly played on church ground of some kind or other hallowed ground, played by competing villages and tribes.
Wow. Very good story, Mike. Another substitution for the Georgians, number 17, Kashvilia, coming in for Nashville. Nashville plays for Montpellier in France. Ed White looking for a quick ball here out of the scrum. Sean Duke to retrieve it here. Evans to Trainer. Trainer having a go. Lost in contact. Referee's got his arm out. Arbutse still stay in the game. Canada. Good defense here by Canada. Is it held up? No. To deck by Georgia. Arbutie again into the big forwards. Looking for something, these Georgians are. Another bash by the big forwards into the Canadians. Just don't seem to be going anywhere, Mike.
No, the Canadian defensive line is holding very well here.
Arbutie in. Oh, good swivel. Good phase of play there. Good running by the Georgians. Inside Canada's 22. Arbutie again with the ball. To Samahashte. Arbutie. The Georgians are calling for it. They want that ball. They definitely want to run. Oh, Sean White trying to take on the big prop there. Pick and go by the Georgians. And again, back into the middle of the field, the Georgians go. Little by little, the Georgians are making ground. Here we go. The Georgians want this ball. Backs are calling for it. Again, backs are calling for it. Forward gets in the way. Knocked on. Canada clears for pressure. Great kick by DTH. Pressure by Sean White. Good tackle by Sean White here. Well taken down. Canada looking for the ball. Georgians coming in from the side there.
Well done there by Canada. And you can see this this great effort by Sean White. Catching him perhaps a little bit high, but doing the job.
Penalty here for Canada. Right on the 50. Pritchard will definitely go to touch. Hopefully get a good line out. Another attacking position for Canada. They're down here. Get some points on the board for Canada.
Yeah, the Canadians definitely would like to get something going here. Put a few phases together, get the Georgians under pressure. They've been defending for a good part of this first half.
Looks like Mike Pletch might be coming in. Off the top to Sean White, to Evans. Dahlia. Into contact they go. Sean White going to come back blind here. DTH picks it up on the bounce. Sean White trying to move the ball. Evans out wide to McKenzie. Referee's blown the whistle. Looks like
obstruction, I believe.
Looks like obstruction is called. Obstruction is called. Here we are, the Georgians going to find touch here. This game has definitely come to a slow pace.
I would say, I would use the term a snail's pace, actually, Colin. I would say this is not the most high-tempo game I've ever seen.
Maybe we could talk about Chancey O'Toole. He
was a late removal from the squad. Apparently, Chauncey twisted his ankle last week against the Italians, so that's what's brought in Nanyak Dalla today.
Good run there by the Georgians. Inside Canada's 30. Referee's blowing the whistle. Another knock on.
So we can see here, Canadians doing a good job disrupting that ruck.
Mike Pletch has come in for Tom Dasil.
Looks like the ref's going to have a word with Connor Trainer here. He's being cautioned there. Apparently he threw a bit of a shoulder charge, didn't use his arms to wrap on that particular tackle.
Here we are. Georgians in for touch. They're down here, Mike. This is their bread and butter again. They want to drive this line out, I believe. They've made too many mistakes trying to run the ball.
I'd say that it's a fair bet the Georgians are going to go back to a more conservative game plan, play to their strengths in this second half. You're definitely going to see a drive here from the Georgians.
Oh, good drive by Canada. Balls to deck. Picked up on the, missed kick. Looks like Canada was offside.
I think what the referee's calling there is on the drive, Canada coming in underneath the player, entering the maul early before the jumper had landed.
So penalty here. They are going to go for shots to Georgians. Try this all over again.
This does not surprise me. This is exactly what I'd be doing if I was the Georgians right now. As I said, slow the game down, play to their strengths.
Number 19 now is in for the Georgians. Bershvili. Oh, and the Georgians threw off the line out, in for a try. Catch the Canadians sleeping there, Mike?
I'd say so. I would expect that we'd be seeing a number of changes here for the Canadian side. Maybe get some fresh legs out there. This is hopefully a bit of a wake-up call to the guys. They've been a bit quiet. They've gone into a bit of a shell here for the last 10 minutes. So
we were definitely expecting that from the Georgians. You know, line out, push that maul, threw the ball.
Yeah, and I think just with the team that they had, they'd wanted to try and play something a little bit more expansive, but it looks like they're going to need to settle down to more of their traditional strengths.
Here, Malaguzzi is going to try and convert this for the Georgians to make it 28-14 right now with 28 minutes to play into the second half. Has he done it? No, little wide right. 28-12 for Canada. Canada has to get back here.
Definitely. I think Canada needs to realize that the Georgians are by no means out of this game. 16 points in 12 minutes is very easy to do, so they're going to need to get on the front foot here.
Good kick by Pritchard. Taken by the Georgians. Oh, great drive by the Georgians. To deck, looking for quick ball. Referee's got his arm out. George is playing the advantage. Big high kick now. Pritchard, well taken. Looks like a little not releasing by Pritchard. Georgians are starting to put the pressure on, Mike.
It looks that way. And the referee wanting to have a word with Aaron Carpenter here, and I think Jason Marshall as well. I'm not sure what's going on, but
well, I definitely think the Georgians are going to probably go back for the lineout. Again, drive the ball in for a try. Jason Marshall.
Being cautioned there. I couldn't exactly hear what the ref was saying, but it appears that he's been given a last warning, and if there's a further infraction, the ref's going to have to go to a yellow.
Yeah, there's Aaron Carpenter just telling them to relax, get it sorted out. No more silly penalties.
Jason Marshall, another success story for the Canadian team in recent years, signed with Aurillac over in the second division in France. Had a bit of a tough year this year. I think he tore his bicep earlier in the season.
That's got to hurt.
So he's coming back from injury here. And
looks like Bukaboom's coming in. Brent Bukaboom?
Brett Bukaboom coming into the game. Coming in for Tyler Hodson. So Brett's going to look to make an impact here in the engine room.
Well taken again by the Georgians. They go blind. Over. Another quick ball by the Georgians. Here they go. Jesus. Looks like a big pile up there. Ref can't see it. Held up. 5-meter scrum, the Georgians.
Seems though the Georgians have woken up here in the last 10 minutes.
I think they realized trying to run the ball against the Canadians just wasn't working. Go back to their big forwards. Simple play.
Yeah, the Canadians are going to be under a little bit of pressure here again.
Okay, there's a scrum here by the Georgians. Shmahardarzi. Scrum. That was a tough one too, Mike. I'm having a tough time with these names.
They are not the easiest names to pronounce. I don't envy your job.
Georgians keeping the ball alive. Referee's got his hand out again for another penalty against the Canadians. Referee's called the penalty.
I'm thinking that Jason Marshall is going to get this, and I'm a little bit worried that this
Pulling it down.
pulling down the scrum. Has he been carded?
Looked like he was going to pull one out.
He's been carded. So Jason Marshall's been sent off for pulling down the scrum. Repeated infractions there. The Canadians are finding themselves in a bit of a tough spot here, Chip.
Definitely, Mike, we're going to have to bring another prop in for Marshall for this. Looks like the Georgians are going to go for a scrum.
Looks that way. So big Doug Woolridge coming in. Canada's going to be a man down on the scrum, and they're probably going to have to bring a center or somebody in to shore it up, being down one forward.
This isn't good for the Canadians.
No, this is not what the Canadians wanted to see. They would have liked to be in a little bit more of a commanding position right now at this point in the game. They're certainly not closing this game out well.
So Woolridge is in. Dahlia has to come out. So they're down a flanker.
They're down a flanker.
Doug Woolridge from Lindsay, Ontario. Home club is the Lindsay RFC. 6'8", 6 foot, 264 pounds. And the Georgians win the scrum. Just pick and going. They want this ball again. Pick and go. There it is again for the Georgians. Pick and go again. They're right there on the Canadian line. Canadians held up. And the referee has given the Canadians a penalty. The Georgians. I think it was a double movement by the Georgians.
It appears to be a double movement there from the Georgians.
Okay. Pritchard for the touch. Good touch finder by James Pritchard. Canada now has a line out on their 22. What a relief that was to get a little bit out of pressure there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a breather for the Canadians. Gives them an opportunity to move the ball outside of their 22 here, which is exactly what they're going to try and do.
Pletch is throwing the ball in. Looks a little sloppy there. I think the Georgians have recovered.
And yet another whistle.
Another knock on by the Georgians.
I think this is scrum 957 today, Colin. Apparently close to setting a world record for a number of scrums in an international rugby match. Now we're seeing Jeff Hassler come into the game on the wing for Sean Duke.
I think this is
maybe his first cap. I think.
Canada scrum here, just inside their 22. Looks like a little bit of open for Sean White to go a little blind. Carpenter does it, picks it up, goes right, goes to deck. Bukaboom over it. Bukaboom's got the ball. Canada goes to deck. Sean White out to Evans. Evans clears. Into touch again.
So So another line out here coming up for the Lilos.
Well, I'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors, Tourism Burnaby, Swangard Stadium for the match today, the Province Newspaper, Bouchard Gardens, Linford Wines, and Safeguard. The Georgians go in to contact us inside the Canadians 22. There they are, over the top by the Georgians, looking for the ball. Away goes number 13 for the Georgians. DTH trying to tackle him. The Georgians moving the ball a little wide into the middle of the park. Now to the left. Looks like an overlap there. Oh, they had the men.
They made a mess of that, Colin.
Canada has someone down.
It's hard to tell who that is. It appears to be maybe Matt Evans. Taking a bit of a knock there.
Yeah, Matt Evans it is.
Ooh, that looked nasty. I hope he's okay.
You were saying earlier today, Mike, that Al Sharon has brought in a bunch of the alumni.
Yes, Al has done a fantastic job. As you know, he's a big champion of the game of rugby here in Canada. He's been a great servant of the sport. And it's great to see all the alumni out here today in their red shirts. I think there's over 200 of them here.
That's good support.
Yeah, great support. It's great to see guys staying involved in the game, coming out and supporting this current crop of the Canadian squad. It appears to be Matt Evans down there on the ground. He's been down for some time now.
I heard just before the game that there was a private businessman in Georgia. I think he was with oil and gas. He went to one Georgian match and decided, that's it, I'm going to put $10 million into the program.
That's what I hear. Rugby has become the #1 sport in Georgia. The Georgians do produce quite a lot of quality players that end up playing in the French leagues. A lot of them are props and front rowers. And in recent times, there's been a lot of donations coming in. That one gentleman that you mentioned there, contributing a lot of money. The Georgians actually have some very first-class facilities over there, rugby-specific academies, where they train their youngsters. They've made quite a rise in the game recently as well. I think they're now ranked 14th or 15th, I believe.
15th.
15th, so a couple spots behind the Canadians, but they've been making strides.
It looks like they're Matt Evans out. Looks like shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah. I thought initially it was his head, but it appears he's just hurt his shoulder a little bit there.
Kieran Heron in to play fly half. There was a penalty to Georgia for the Canadians.
And there's another player down for the Canadian squad there.
Aaron Carpenter.
Seems to be recovering though.
Doesn't look like there's too much time on the clock.
I'd say there's probably about 5 or 6 minutes of injury time.
Canada finds touch. Just inside their 40.
Yeah, the Canadians are going to want to finish strong here now. They'll have been be tired of playing defense for the last 20 minutes or so.
Sean White, box kick. Georgians take the ball into the Canadians.
Good tackle there from Ardron.
Oh, blocked. Canada, Sean White has it. Does not want to take the quick throw in. Slow it right down. Get out of here. No more injuries.
Canadians are just going to look to kill the game now. They're going to want to close this one out.
I believe we have the man of the match.
Yeah, the man of the match today, I think he's played outstanding in the backs. He's made a number of line breaks. say Phil McKenzie has played outstanding today. I think you'd agree there, Chip.
I do agree. Another box kick by White. The Georgians have it. Running sideways. Spinning. Moving the ball. Knocked on. DTH has it. Popped it to Pritchard. Pritchard, little grubber. Does he have the pace? The touch judge did say it went backwards. Georgians recover the ball. Georgians looking to move the ball wide, just inside their 10-meter line. Big run. Back into contact again, the Georgians go. Moving the ball. Miss pass. McKenzie's right there.
Another big tackle from McKenzie, showing you why he's our man of the match today.
Slow ball. Scrum half directing all his players. Into contact they go. They're definitely still trying to move this ball. All the props are hanging out on the wing. Well done by Canada. Just keeping them there. Good defense by Canada. Serves up a penalty for them. McKenzie wants to go quick. Wants to keep this going. Referee won't allow it. McKenzie didn't go through the mark.
Yeah, McKenzie hoping to finish the game off with a try there for the Canadian side.
I think just to give the fans a little...
This would be, I have to say, quite a dull second half in terms of the tempo of the game. Colin?
Definitely.
Good result for the Canadian team, though. They're going to be very happy to come away with a win here, especially since the last encounter and Georgia didn't go so well.
They did have some fine tries, some good individual running.
They did have some good individual running. They played some good defense in times, but I think they absorbed a little bit too much. They didn't do enough with the attack, and they made too many mistakes. Little costly turnovers, things like mistimed passes that led to knock-ons, some miscues on their lineouts and at key moments of the game, and also things like being able to catch a kickoff. I think they dropped about 3 or 4 kickoffs in the opening half. So, when you add up those little mistakes.
Here's James Pritchard for the penalty. There it is. And there we have it. Canada 31, Georgia 12. I want to thank you, Mike. It's been a great pleasure working with you today.
Chip, it's been an absolute pleasure being here in the commentating booth with you.
I know we didn't talk about this. There was a big capping ceremony before the game today, and I just want to give a shout out to Ronnie Tays and Chris Tynan, Cricky, ex-club members.
Yeah, good old boy alumni.
Okay, folks, thanks again. Thank you, Burnaby. Thank you, Swangard. Great win by Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for both teams for their efforts in today's match. gentlemen, let me draw your attention to the center of the pitch, where there will be a presentation of the Lifford Man of the Match. Today's Lifford Man of the Match is selected by today's Rugby Canada broadcast team. From Team Canada, number 12, Phil McKenzie. On behalf of Rugby Canada, once again, thank you to all the fans who attended today's game and supported Team Canada. Please have a safe trip home.